Well, hello. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I am Hoyt here with Jurnee Taylor on another weather impact alert day.
Yeah, it's been a gloomy day with storms still on the way. We're going to get right to it, bringing in Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon, who has been tracking these storms all day.
I guess the question, though, Tom, is how much has that gloom out there actually helped us today?
The gloom has certainly helped today. Combine that with a cap, with some drizzle. We've had a little fog and some low overcast skies. That has all helped keep things in check right now, but that could change in the coming hours. Storms Prediction Center kicked out what's called a mesoscale discussion not long ago, indicating a portion of Arkansas, roughly western, north central, a part of central Arkansas and northeast Arkansas, could be placed under a tornado watch here as soon as those storms start to come together. Right now, they're having a tough time. We got a frontal boundary. That's your initiation point. This front is moved through Fayetteville, Harrison, Mountain Home. Look at the other side of it, 50s. On the south side of it, 70s and 80s, and there is enough storm fuel for thunderstorm development. We are expecting 1 or 2 or 3 to get strong to severe tonight. The risk of severe weather is a 2 out of 5. In terms of what we're expecting, large hail up to 2 inches in diameter, possibly larger in that hatched area. A tornado can't be ruled out. It could be strong. EF2 or stronger within that area, and of course winds of 58 miles per hour or more. Let me walk you through the timing. Storms could begin to initialize anytime between now and 8 o'clock. Notice few and far between. I'll have the rest of that timing in just a moment. But in terms of what's out there, not much. We're looking at Fort Smith radar. There might be a little trying to develop up there toward the Newton County area. I'll have more on the forecast, including windstorms could affect you here in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you. A grim discovery today for police in Alexander. Officers found skeletal remains in a wooded area not far from I-30 and Alexander Road. We're told they'd been there for an extended amount of time and have since been sent to the state crime lab. Foul play has not been ruled out yet, but investigators are waiting for those lab tests to come back to make any determination.
Tonight, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has taken full control of the Little Rock Housing Authority, effective immediately, saying that the agency failed to meet key requirements, including occupancy targets under a recovery agreement. We first brought you the story Friday when HUD sent the notice you see here on your screen. But now that the move is official, the local Board of Commissioners have been completely dissolved. The federal government will be in full control until HUD determines the housing authority can operate independently.
Quick work today from lawmakers after they overwhelmingly passed bills that will trim state income and corporate taxes today. All but one Democrat in the Assembly voted against the cuts, and THV 11's Catherine Rowley is back from the Capitol after the lightning-quick lawmaking sessions this morning. Catherine?
Well, the income tax rate is on its way to be lowered from 3.7% to 3.9% to 3.7%, which is retroactive for 2026, and the corporate tax will go down from 4.3% to 4.1% in 2027. Lawmakers who voted for that cut say that this move follows the governor's plan to a zero income tax for the state and put money back into your pockets, while those who voted against the bill say that they would rather see the $180 million that the state would lose be better spent funding state programs.
We aren't funding postpartum Medicaid for 12 months for women who would otherwise qualify. We're the only state in the country that's not doing that. That would cost us about $2 million. We're not funding early childhood programs for working families. That would have cost us about $22 million.
There is one last round of votes coming tomorrow morning. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders already has a signing ceremony planned for 1 o'clock. Catherine Rowley.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. Meanwhile, we're also learning from Arkansas Congressman Steve Womack as the war in Iran continues. The Rogers Republican is among those facing pressure as the fighting sends gas and energy prices soaring.
Now, Womack instead tries to highlight what he considers the importance of making sure Iran never gets the ability to get a nuclear weapon or launch ballistic missiles.
And right now, we need the conflict in this Middle Eastern region to end for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is energy prices for the consumer out here and $2.50 gas again.
Global oil prices did drop a little today after positive comments from U.S. military leaders, but average prices for gas remain far above the $2.50 level Womack mentioned. It's about $3.87 a gallon right now. And the rise in gas prices means that some in Central Arkansas are switching to other alternatives.
That is one explanation for why Rock Region Metro has seen a big increase in their ridership. THV 11's Carter Thweet looking into this for us tonight. He's at their main travel station in Little Rock. Carter, how busy is it?
Guys, it's not too busy at the moment, which is not unusual for this time of day, but it was really busy earlier in the day, and apparently it's been like that for the past couple of months. So taking a look at some of those numbers and talking to some of these passengers, it seems like an increase in fuel prices might be leading to an increase in ridership.
You can't miss it.
It is hard to miss gas prices skyrocketing across the country, the average price nearing $4.50, with the Arkansas prices at $3.95, both about 50 cents away from the all-time high back in 2022.
Last I saw, they're pushing $5 or over $5.
As prices spike, some people are turning to Rock Region Metro, the public transit service for Little Rock, North Little Rock, Sherwood, and Conway. Chief of Staff Atika Foreman breaks down the numbers.
We are up 11.5% for ridership. We've seen a dramatic increase in ridership in our first 4 months here in 2026.
And it seems like the increase could have something to do with those gas prices. In January, Rock Region had 2,000 more riders than the same month last year. In February, as gas prices began to climb, so did ridership, culminating in April with nearly 20,000 more riders than April of last year.
There are Metro Connect vans in Conway, and you can book a ride, and that'll be way cheaper than having to put gas in your car.
And don't just take it from the numbers, take it from the riders.
I think Rock Region Metro is a really great alternative for those that want to save money.
I do it any day as opposed to trying to support the cost of a car now.
So the big question now, obviously, is what are these prices that riders say are so affordable? Well, there's a lot of different options, but it seems like most people either go with a one-way ticket for $1.35, or you can get a 31-day pass, hold you over for a month, and that will cost about $36. In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
All right, Carter, thank you. The big question on a lot of people's minds then is, when are gas prices going to go down? President Trump spoke on that today. Here's what he had to say.
That's a very small price to pay for getting rid of a nuclear weapon from people that are really mentally deranged.
And we mentioned the positive comments from the Pentagon today. Specifically, they said the ceasefire is still in place despite new attacks yesterday from Iran.
Abortion foes have declared Arkansas as the most pro-life state in the country. Reproductive rights activists say that comes from what they call most restrictive laws in the country. But after a court decision in neighboring Louisiana made medication abortions even harder to get last week. THV 11's Mike Ellison takes a closer look at how it's playing out here.
On Monday, the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals temporarily blocked a lower court ruling that would have sharply limited access to the abortion pill mifepristone, including how it can be prescribed and even mailed. The challenge, filed in Louisiana, argues the FDA made the pill too easy to access, especially for people in states with strict bans like Arkansas.
Mifepristone is a drug that's part of a 2-drug regimen that is commonly used for medication abortion around the country for decades now.
According to the FDA, the pill is safe when used as directed within 70 days of a woman's last cycle. Its label outlines potential risk, something Amber Singleton with Arkansas Right to Life stresses.
Within the first 45 days, 11% end up in an emergent situation, and they either have an infection or they have bleeding that is uncontrolled, or they can even have some sepsis.
Abortion remains almost entirely banned in Arkansas, so access here is already limited. Singleton says the ruling doesn't change state law, but it does raise concerns about pills coming through the mail.
These pills are flooding over state lines through the mail, and it's hard to track that. And it's hard to keep up with it. And
Planned Parenthood Great Plains CEO Emily Wells says the ruling mostly affects patients who must travel out of state.
But we do frequently see patients who travel across state lines to Planned Parenthood within the network of care looking for abortion services.
She says the decision should remain with the women affected.
Patients choose medication abortion over an in-clinic procedure because they may have fear of going through a procedure. They may want to control the timing and the privacy of where they complete the abortion process. And all of those reasons are valid. And at the end of the day, this should be your private decision, not a politician's.
For THV 11 News, I'm Maya Ellison.
All right, Maya, thank you. And a statement from Jeff Lee Master with Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin's office. He says this is a routine action by the U.S. Supreme Court, and they look forward to supporting Louisiana in the case.